Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode number 68 of Lawnhub, live after breakfast.
Have you eaten?
I have not eaten today. I don't eat until around 11 o'clock, 11:30.
Me either.
Just live off that coffee from 7 o'clock till 11 o'clock. And I start to get a bit peckish. No. I can still hear the music, Dylan. Is that normal?
No.
There we go. Sorry. I didn't want to.
Sorry. I'm trying to open up Instagram and I've got fucking Donald Trump's press secretary abusing some media person. We're not live on Instagram yet. It'll get there. What's that? Yep. As in it goes up late?
No, it doesn't go up late. It just has an extra.
It's a delay. Yep. But they see the whole thing. Like Jonesy's wicked introduction.
Such a good introduction.
Darren Schwartz says it's a bit early. Yes, it is. We did advertise that we were starting the podcast early. I have a lunch to go to, so rather than you getting stuck with Dylan, we do it a little bit earlier. So unless we get enough feedback that people want more dildo, then I will leave the podcast and hand it over to the new host.
Well, he's had some nice reviews on his recent ad.
Yes.
So well done, Dilbo.
Yes, it all makes sense now. Well, I was a bit concerned about your behaviour on the lawn, and I thought that maybe you were having some form of a midlife crisis. You are approaching that age where you start questioning whether or not you should have got married by now, or at least even fucking proposed. And, you know, where does it fit with kids? And, you know, do fur babies count as babies? I don't think so. I think it's a fucking stupid thing to say. But
he baited you well for that, Dylan. You would not last long as a fish, mate. You've already been sold at the Sydney Fish Market.
So today we are doing a early podcast. So for those of you that are working in an office building and you're having casual Friday, then you can tune in.
Work from home Fridays in California.
Oh, fuck, are people still doing that?
Well, it worked for us in California that time.
Oh, the traffic was good because no one was at work. That's
no
right.
one was at work.
Yep. It's still not on there. What is going on? Is it plugged in? I'm just going to my Instagram discovery to try and find shit. Oh, I can make a calendar from my Instagram discovery. So while we try and get Lawnhub's Instagram sorted out, we can start talking. Jose Legaspi says, climbed out of bed for this.
Fucking
you know,
nice.
You could have stayed in bed for this.
Yeah, you didn't have to
This
get
is
out of
definitely
bed.
some bedtime listening or some bedtime viewing. So we will probably have a slightly shorter podcast today as well because of the workload that I have.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone's got any questions, send them in, comment on the podcast or send us a message. We probably won't see the message. No, we will see the message. Anyway, we'll work it out. And the draw. So some of you might be interested about the live draw. That'll happen later on today.
Yeah.
So Jonesy, are you going to stay here or are you going to go back to Dry Creek? Yeah, so you can just do that on your own. Yeah, we'll work it out.
Well, what do we normally do? Just Instagram it?
You'd start a live similar to what we've just done through Restream it, and just
You have to show me. Dylan.
Or you just do the drive. You just do the live draw.
Yeah,
because then your team can help you do it. Yeah, perfect. Then Jonesy can just carry on doing
Lock
whatever
it in.
the fuck Jonesy
and
does.
comb my hair or something.
You could do that. Get some like tattoo dots on your head.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that's a thing.
Not for me.
I'd pay for it.
Nah.
Come on, bro.
Nah. I'm good. I'm embracing it.
Yeah, Jason Statham styles.
It was fucking cold this morning.
It wasn't as cold this morning as it was that morning. That was 1 degree.
Yeah, well, we had a heavy frost that morning. Didn't have a heavy frost this morning, but it was still fucking cold. Like, I'm just not a fan of the cold.
Me either.
Do you reckon now the W word's here?
No.
Not yet?
No.
It's not that cold yet?
I did post on Instagram last night that I can't deal with these Arctic temperatures.
Yeah, I did see that.
My sauna was just like trying to get past 65 degrees. First world problems. I'm very aware. But yeah, they're my problems. That doesn't make them any less of a problem.
What would be an ideal temperature for you?
85.
Yeah, wow, that was really struggling then.
Yeah, well, that sauna doesn't go above 70. It's got a safety in it, so I need to basically, you know how they have those emissions things in cars or like catalytic converters.
You just got to rip it out.
I just need to get my sauna modded. There is a plug
chip
there for a third heater, but what I'm going to do is buy a proper Nordic style sauna that has the rocks in it. I'm not. I don't know. The infrared one. I feel like infrared saunas are kind of like snap-on liquids that you would apply to a lawn. They're designed to be easily, readily available and kind of R-word proof. You like that? And I want the proper stuff. So the proper stuff for me is the Nordic sauna. I think that it has a lot more, from what I've looked at, more health benefits. I want it to heat up quickly. I also want it to be steamy. Like the sauna I'm in is just kind of just warm. I don't know. I don't even know if it's doing any benefit. But I did 25 minutes last night and didn't even have to get out. And usually at 21 or 22 minutes, I'm like, oh, I need a break. So we have a question from Nathan Chapman. Silver Down. Morning, gents. A while ago, you spoke about Queensland Blue not being a cooch. If so, what is it, and what chemicals are best to use to battle buffalo and kaiku in my lawn? Cheers, blokes.
It's a form of. I don't want to get this wrong, so.
Like your haircut.
Like my haircut. Is it a form of an extension of the Poa family? Is that correct?
You're telling the story, mate. Did we have any questions come through from? Did we post an Instagram while he's looking? Yep. Just if you can send them through.
I don't know if you said this. Is this even my handle?
Yep.
Morning, boys. What's the occasion, Clint?
The occasion is now that we have a corporate box at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, I get invited to lunches hosted by the people at the Entertainment Centre. And I went to so I don't know if you guys remember me talking about going to the gather round lunch and losing 3 hours and something like $1,500 and the next day. That was a Entertainment Centre lunch. So just a good opportunity for me to meet other business owners in South Australia. Met some good contacts at the last lunch, so hoping to do the same. Interestingly, I'm not drinking at the moment, so we're going to a meat restaurant. So I'm currently eating no meat. We're going to a meat restaurant with matched wines for a 5-course or a 4-course, chef's prepared. Well, I don't know who else would fucking prepare it, the waiter. Do you know, who the fuck? It's a chef's prepared. Of fucking course it is. It's just like the valet comes in and just cooks some steaks, matched with premium wines. And I won't be doing any of that. But yeah, good opportunity to meet some of South Australia's business people, and hopefully continue to grow our network and obviously our business. Jonesy, have you found the answer to the question?
Yeah, it's part of the.
You know, Nathan could have just Googled this rather than actually relying on your uneducated ass.
That's true. No, it's related to like wild grasses rather than the cooch family.
Yep.
It's called cooch because it spreads like cooch, but it doesn't have a lot of the same tendencies. So you'll find that if you're looking to target kikuyu and what was the other thing he was trying buffalo, yeah, this is actually all in the book that I've just been swamped with information in my head.
We're gonna get the book before GTA 6.
Oh,
no, what is it? We're gonna get GTA 6 before we get the book.
I doubt it.
Or we're gonna get World Peace before we get the book.
I fucking doubt that too.
Far out. I look like a fucking mobster in this shirt. Far out. Maybe I should do my button up. I need a gold chain.
Well, I do have a couple of Instagrams.
Okay, Jonesy, have you finished answering that question?
Yeah, Monument is the product you want, or Recondo. Same product.
Yeah, but just remember though, Monument is a juicy price point.
Yes, and so is Recondo, but it's a granulated form. It's a dispersible granule.
Easy for use for homeowners.
Yes. So that's going to target. Well, hang on, so I don't get in trouble. It's not safe for buffalo, and it is safe for Queensland Blue Cooch for the suppression of kikuyu.
Yes, what he said. Alex15, can I ask a WaterPro question here? Yes, you can. I am employed by WaterPro and I'm authorised to answer WaterPro questions. While we're waiting for Alex15's question, you give us some questions. Dilbo, do? What do you prefer, dildo? Dilbo. Yep.
So Harry Ascroft, how effective is roots and shoots on?
Amazingly effective. So is your audio turned on? Roots and Shoots is like, I guess, if you had a god and God could choose his or her, some people have a female god, or some people have a non-binary god. If they could choose their favorite product, it would be Roots and Shoots. It's amazing. It's I use it. It's a safe product because of its. When I say safe, it's you're not going to stain cement. You're not going to burn anything if you don't water it in. Like, it's a very user-friendly product that can be used on anything that photosynthesizes. It's amazing for hedges, it's amazing for lawns, and it's amazing for buffalo.
It's a great answer.
This is what my diet is.
Yeah.
My brain's coming back.
Jake Pedrick says, can you use Trojan/Pram?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, if push comes to shove, you can. You just have to get water on it straight away.
Yeah,
straight away.
So basically, do your Trojan application with your fertilizer spreader, do a pass with wet, water it all in.
Straight away.
Yes.
You can, but I wouldn't let it dry on the leaf at all.
So we have the Water Pro question. Oh, sorry. Firstly, Shano1001. Why is Clint off the beers? Clint is off the beers because he's about to embark on a 10-day water fast where Clint doesn't drink anything but water and doesn't eat any food for 10 days. So I'm preparing my body to handle that, which includes no caffeine, no sugar, no alcohol, no meat, no dairy. The idea is to improve my relationship with food and to become healthier. And so I kind of live longer, and then we can sell more fertilizer and dominate the world. Alex's question, quick question. I had a landscaper install my irrigation and it works for the time. Hang on a second, I need to read this. And it works for the time being, but I was just wondering if I'm going to start this again in case this turns into a clip. Quick question. I had a landscaper install my irrigation and it works for the time being, but I was just wondering if I get all the dimensions of my lawn, etc., would you be able to build me a system and install it? So you want to replace the landscaper's system? Is that what you're saying? I mean, yes, we can. I don't know whether or not you would, like, what's your concern? Because if you're saying it works for the time being, are you worried that the sprinklers were made of a product that will deteriorate over a short amount of time, or what's the concern? And then there's lots of answers there. So we could potentially help you adjust the system to be better if you're concerned about the quality of the system. And you might find that you might be able to use the solenoid valves and then you just put some different sprinklers in. But there's more to it. I would recommend going into one of the Water Pro stores and having a conversation with one of the people behind the counter, or sending in some information. But give me some more context on what's going on. Also, we don't install. So if you wanted to install it yourself, we could. Okay, so the follow-up message, yeah, because upon inspection, the quality isn't good. Okay, so follow-up question, is the quality of the install not good, or the quality of the design not good, or the quality of the products used not good, or all of the above? Is this even my handle? What do Kira and Jesus have in common?
Surprise us.
Okay. They're both always spoken about, but we have no evidence to suggest they're actually real.
Okay.
Hashtag get Kira on the pod.
Get Kira on the pod. Yeah, I've got Friday coming up off.
So Kira's hosting the podcast in a week or two.
Well, we've got a guest in 2 weeks. So I think that's the one that she'll be running though. Yeah, the 6th.
All right. Alex has sent a follow-up comment. It was the quality of the design and the install. Okay, then there's a lot to unpack there. I would suggest taking photos of what you've got and drawing a scale diagram of the area and doing a flow test. You probably understand what I'm talking about if you're somewhat across our content. And then take that into the store, show them what you've got, show them what your water flow is, and then they might be able to help you adjust it. Because you might find that you don't need to re-dig a trench, or you might need to just put a different sprinkler somewhere, or you might need to put a different head somewhere, and it might not be unsalvageable. But Water Pro that's what they do. And obviously, if you can't get in there between 7 and 5 Monday to Friday, they are open 8 till 12 on Saturdays and available for assistance at sales@waterpro.com.au 24/7. They don't reply 24/7, but the email will be received. All right. Next, we're going back over to Restream It. Josh, not a bit dusty this morning, Clint? No, not at all. I'm sleeping 7 hours a night. I haven't had sugar or alcohol for I don't know, 7 to 10 days. And I'm eating a predominantly vegetable diet with a scattering of rice. Scattering? That's the right word, isn't it? You think it's going to fall over?
It stopped.
Let it go, man.
Let it go.
Nice beanie, says Skaysbrook on Water Pro's Instagram. Are you streaming this to Water Pro? I'm watching it on Lawnhub. Fucking Skazer, what are you doing, man?
Bruh.
This is the problem when you drink water in Canberra.
Yeah. Yeah, should we do another run of beanies? Not
Maybe.
these ones, the other ones that we got done last year.
We don't have a logo set up. We're currently investigating new embroidery companies because of my obsessive compulsive disorder when it comes to the quality of our merchandise. So Celeste's going to email I've shortlisted 3. Nathan Skaysbrook says, "G'day Dylan." It must be streaming on Waterpro's Facebook. Are you all right? Is it? So he's being.
Unless it
I mean, I'm getting Facebook comments through Restream It, but okay. So no, I'm not dusty. I feel amazing actually. Like I want to finish the podcast so I can go do some work.
It was live on the Water Pro. Yeah. Yeah. And Skaze was commenting on the Water Pro. There we go. Got it.
Dylan. The problem is you're so good at some other stuff that we can't fire you over it.
Did you like the beanies last year though?
I don't even remember them. I don't think so. I also think pom-poms are for fucking kids and losers.
Okay.
And cheerleaders. That's it.
Yeah, I actually.
No, that's the problem. We
sold them all, but
we get all this merch because Jonesy needs a new beanie. Just get yourself one.
I don't need a new beanie. What's wrong with this one?
Yeah,
That's because I got a
Lawnhub.
That's because I got a fucking fat head.
Okay, we got some other questions. Vemjum. Okay to use Duke now in Adelaide on onion grass?
Yes.
Yes, you are okay.
They're all right. Embroidery was all right.
Wow, you look happier there.
Yeah, that's edited.
Have you?
Do you remember?
Are you heavier now than you were there?
No. I'm lighter.
Yeah.
I'm 10 kilos lighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just think that they made your face look better because of AI?
Because you did that, remember?
Did I make that?
Yeah, you did on Canva.
What jacket are you wearing there?
That was after the golf day last year.
Nice. Josh Knott says maybe Dylan is Dusty. You know who's Dusty? The guy that runs the site across the road.
Yes, very dusty.
No, his actual name is Dusty.
Oh, his actual name
Yeah.
is Dusty, right, okay. Coincidence?
Ironic.
Coincidence chat.
Never by the hand of the one that fingers you, something like that.
Josh Knott says, well done, Clint. Keep up the good work. Thank you, mate. It's funny, I don't know, there's this saying like fake it till you make it, which I don't like. But I have been consciously trying to improve my energy levels predominantly. So that's all connected to intake. And I just find like if I drink, when I drink to get drunk. And like more so than, let's say, a Russian gangster. Like I drink all of them. Like I remember moments where I would be very drunk and I was about to go to bed and I'd go grab a bottle of rum and just scull as much as I could just to fucking take me to the absolute.
That's a definition of a nightcap.
Yeah.
But on the other
that's all it is.
On the other side.
Why is everyone being so... No, anyway. So yeah. I'm feeling really good. I'm getting a lot done. But I also acknowledge that I've done this before. There was a video Celeste showed me yesterday on Facebook from me 9 years ago when I lost like 16 kilos and I was under 100. Felt amazing. Did a video like basically reminding myself never ever let yourself go from here. And then once I got under 100, I went out and celebrated, and then I've been celebrating now for 9 years.
Do you reckon that's going to be the toughest thing when you come back? Trying to, stay at what you come back at?
No, I'm not. I don't have any weight goal. I'm not too concerned. I mean, I'd like to be under 100. I think that's where I feel at my best. I was 128 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was 123.4 this morning. So, like, I feel better than I ever have. I think at 110, consuming the right food, I'll feel great. at 99, consuming the right food, I'll look good and feel great. So we'll see. I'll probably... Honestly, the main idea behind the 10 days is to create a different relationship with hunger. Like I'm lightly hungry now. I'm fine. But in a month ago, I would have ordered a ham and cheese croissant and just sat here and ate it while we were doing the podcast. I mean, there's plenty of video of me going, I'm fucking hungry, and I just start eating in the podcast. I don't need to do that. So it's just about a better relationship with food and a better relationship with hunger and a better relationship with alcohol and a better understanding of how things interact with my body. So caffeines, sugars, processed foods, and like eating something and then going, fuck. Because like the goal now, which we don't really publicly talk about, but for me is for Lawnhub to be a $500 million a year business. And I'm not going to do that being hungover and having no energy and not coming in because I've just fucking woken up somewhere and, you know.
Can't come inside because it's too...
Well, Jonesy's been around me. I mean, you probably have too, where I can't physically go inside buildings because my head is spinning so much. And sounds very extreme, and it probably is, but I would take anti-nausea medication that they give to patients that are having chemotherapy or people that have hyperemesis, so vomiting excessively from pregnancy, to the point where I almost was going to go get a script for it just so I had them on me. So that if I was so fucked up that I couldn't get on a plane, that was another one. I couldn't get in a car, that I would just take them and happy days.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, it's been fun, and we've developed a lot of good relationships off the back of a bottle of scotch. But I've got too much that I want to do to die soon, which also includes watching my children get older, and now I'll probably get hit by a fucking bus. Be like, look, he's so Be on one of those Facebook pages, the semi-drivers.
Yeah. Oh, God.
That's not funny.
No.
Okay.
It's not ha-ha funny.
Leith 2019. Is there any plans to sell iron remover for fences? Say it, don't spray it.
The company that reached out to us...
There wasn't enough margin in it, was there?
There wasn't enough margin, and we obviously have a reseller module as well. And
yeah, so we need to be able to give our resellers...
Well, not so much that. It was more so we understand how margin and freight works, and they weren't willing to do margin or freight. So, unfortunately, it was... it was a no... It just didn't work out.
We might develop something.
Yeah, we may develop something.
The problem with something like that is we won't sell much. And
no.
I
like
guess
beanies. People say
everyone
get
says
them.
they want it, and mini pill.
Yeah, and mini pill.
But and it's not like I don't want it to sound like we're only focused on profit, but there is a commercial reality that we have to have enough money to pay everything, or we don't exist. So
because there are products on the website that if someone uses a discount code or depending on where they live, we just don't make money.
No, it's not. We don't make money. We lose money.
Yeah, that's right.
Like especially with our freight. I mean, we've probably got the most competitive freight in the country for free over 300 and $17.95.
$17.95. Yeah, our little weekly audit showed some very staggering numbers this week in our weekly freight audit because we're always checking because we always like to have our ducks in a line when we shoot them down in the comments. So,
ooh, I reckon I'm getting a massage next week.
Oh,
that's exciting.
Fuck, that'd be good.
I used to get one every 2 weeks when we had Stepney, when we just had one Water Pro store, and my business partner and I were like, we've kind of probably made it now. So what are we going to do? So we used to get a bottle of spirits each a week and a massage every fortnight that was paid for by the company. So like I'd go down to the bottle shop and be like, what am I going to get? And, like start building out a bar. Mine, he collected his. I drank mine, so I'd just drink that whole bottle before the next week came. To be honest, I drank that whole bottle that day. And, off we went again.
Well, maybe when Lawnhub's doing 500 mil, we have a masseuse.
Yeah, at 500 mil, there's a chef with healthy prepared meals.
Yeah, actually, that's probably not a bad shout.
Full kitchen, like come in. So lunches are just like bang, go in there, get some fucking steamed cod or something that tastes like shit. It's good for you. DJ Carnage is in the house. Said can't hear Dilbo. Yeah. Yeah, he's not talking.
Yeah.
They are not talking right now. All right, Grant Kelly, needing to lay lawn in the next 2 weeks. Will it be best to wait till winter is over?
Just do it.
So this was a question that came up when I was at the Turf Farms talk recently as part of the Master Landscapers event held at Alira. And they basically said if the grass is going to have low wear and no pets, you can lay it and it will just sit there dormant until the season starts. If the grass is going to have high wear and pets, you're going to basically lay grass that will get worse and worse and worse and worse. And depending how worse it gets, it might take longer to get better than if you were to lay it from scratch in spring. But obviously, if you buy a cooch or a kikuyu or a buffalo, it'll come back once the soil temperatures are above 15, 16 degrees Celsius or the day-night temperatures combined are around 36.
He's learning.
I'm very well hydrated. Maybe I'll get one. Maybe I'll get a certificate.
Episodes, couple of years. He's learning.
All right, we got one here for the Bald Eagle. Jonesy, World Test Championship squad was announced recently. Keen to hear your top 6 for the final.
I actually didn't look. I had a quick look at the squad. If I'm being honest,
Don't lie to us.
I
fucking hate that. If I'm being honest.
Well, I've sort of
if I don't lie.
with the conflict that's going on in India at the moment, I just thought it would have been a natural response that all Australian cricketers would want to come home.
No, I think that if you want to play cricket, you stay in war-torn countries and play cricket. And I also don't think the wars are that bad. I think people sensationalise them.
You just never know what's around the corner, especially when there's, how many millions of people in India?
Billions.
Billions?
Yeah. So thousands of millions.
Let's have a look.
1.4, I would say, 1.3. It'd be on parity with China.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the squad.
America is a nation that can be defined.
Well, that's right, because they were talking about Labuschagne opening, which is fucking ridiculous.
Opening the what? Bowling?
The batting.
Okay.
Right. He got fucking absolutely destroyed in the county game during the week as well against the other Australian. Look, I don't know. You look at the squad. There's players in there that.
Where's it being held?
Lords, isn't it? Or is it? No, not this year.
What the fuck's that got to do with the war-torn countries?
Fucking hair in my mouth.
There's a lot on your face.
No, like this is not.
Maybe it fell in.
Like a fluffy hair.
Like you've been macking on with a furry?
Yes. Oh, sorry. What
Kids
I meant by
still say
that
macking
is
on?
get the squad together and train together.
Tongue punch and a
Fart box. Get the squad together and, start training because some of these guys haven't seen each other since probably the last test match here in Australia.
Oh, yeah. That definitely affects how you go play cricket.
Well, it does because you got to get around each other.
Isn't cricket just a sport of individual skills that get combined and make it high skill? Like, I don't know, and this is going to fuck off probably half of the world, if cricket has as much of a requirement for there to be connectivity as, say, a passing sport like basketball, soccer, or AFL. Right? Because in cricket, you don't need to know where your other player is, right? Maybe in the slips, but they all go dive for it anyway. I'm looking for some input here, Jonesy.
Yeah, it is. It is at Lords.
Okay.
No, it's still important to be around each other.
Yeah.
It's, they might...
Should all move in together.
I
Do
don't
like
know.
a big brother house, then go play a test match.
Yeah, if they want to. But I don't know. I think Constus did enough to keep his spot and then they dropped him.
That's got nothing to do with connectivity. That's just
that was back to the question relating to the squad. Top
well, the
6.
question was top 6.
Yeah, well, the top 6, in my opinion, would have to...
Oh, they're talking top 6 bats on the batting order.
Yeah, would need to be Constus.
I thought they meant top 6 people that will be playing in the Test Championship.
Yeah, Constus. And, so I would go Constus, Khawaja, Labuschagne, Smith, Head, and then if... But see, Bo Webster did really well in the back end of the season, so you bring in someone like Cam Green who hasn't particularly been playing cricket since his injury.
I mean, ultimately, it doesn't matter. Won't these games just get rained out?
No, well, what is it over there? It's nearly spring at the moment. No, it would be spring over there.
The cricket is a summer sport. So,
Yeah.
But it's England.
Yeah.
It just rains.
Not all the time, but you never know. So then there would be a decision whether you go Webster or Green. But I'd pick Webster based on form.
I saw Green just had some good form though.
Yeah, I don't know. It could go either way. Fun fact: I got Bo Webster out twice.
Accidentally?
No, on purpose.
As in you were batting, you were the other batsman?
No, I was bowling. I was bowling.
Yeah.
I got him out. He was pumping us around. I got brought on, got him out LBW. Then we ended up going on win the game.
Nice.
And then I ran him out in
Nice.
another game. Tried to take on this arm.
Yeah.
Never take on this arm.
Yeah?
Mate. Fucking
Any video to prove this?
direct hit.
That'll be worth having.
No.
So
Don't
we just
think
have
so.
to take your word for it.
Yeah, you can. You don't have to.
Okay.
But he was good when we were 14, 15, all the way through to now. So,
And you were as good. So what happened to you? You stopped growing.
well, he's about 300 foot taller than I am, so that helped his case.
Americans will use anything but the metric system kind of thing.
Yeah. But nah, he was obviously, he is better than me, clearly. I don't play cricket anymore.
Well,
he
that's
played
not
Test
true.
cricket for Australia.
You chose to stop. He didn't,
Yeah. Well,
You might have, if you kept going, you might have been playing for Australia.
nah. I sort of lost the
Too
drive.
short.
Yeah, that's what I got told. I lost the drive after that, if I'm being honest. That was 5-6 years of my life dedication just down the gurgler.
And they just said,
But hey, I wouldn't be here.
Get some help.
Wouldn't be here if I was
Stop it.
playing Test cricket.
Get some help.
yes. You might come here after.
Maybe.
We've got not a bunch of questions. We've got a small selection of questions.
That's good.
Nathan Scasebrook says, okay, y'all, relax. I'm here. Grant Kelly, perfect, thanks. Tiff Tough is out the front, so we'll get it done. Yeah, just put it out.
Yep.
The other thing, and this is I'm not suggesting this will happen, but sometimes turf farms, because the Tiff Tough takes 4 years for the turf farm to cut, or for it to be established enough to cut. And so if they don't have good forecasting or it's a big season, you might struggle to get it. So if you can get it, put it down.
Well, when you got your Tiff Tough out the back, it was a shortage, wasn't there?
Yeah. So yeah, hope that helps. Who's here?
Your wife, assistant,
Oh yeah, your boss,
my boss, yeah.
the boss.
The boss.
Okay, Naish Kenny, any closer to 5 litre bottles, and will your liquids be available in all Total Tools stores? Maybe. We're always closer, right? Because time's moving. I think for this, if we might get the 5 litres done this year. I think.
Maybe.
It's a lot more likely to happen this year than it was last year. And it didn't happen last year.
Yeah, I think we jumped the gun last year. We experienced surge growth even more so than we predicted in that initial period when we said we were.
I would say that there's a 50-50 chance that there'll be 5 litre bottles this year, and then there's an 100% chance that they'll be ready for September 2026. Sorry, I did lie. I said that we would have them ready, and I've been saying it for a long time. But just operational reasons, it'll become very clear why in 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will all go, that makes sense.
Makes sense now.
And then obviously they will be available to Total Tools stores if they want to stock them, because we live in Australia and, we can't force anyone to do anything that they don't want to. It's up to those stores whether or not they choose to stock Total Tools, to choose to stock anything. In saying that, we've obviously had a bunch of messages come through from people that have been into Total Tools stores that don't have stock. Only 1/3 of their stores are stockists currently. So if you are interested in expanding that footprint, then vote with your mouths and your emails, and just go in there and ask the store manager or the staff and just go, hey, any chance you'll have the stock? I think we'll probably see a lot more of those Total Tool stores taking stock up in the start of the season, August, September. Were you saying something?
Don't know.
Okay, cool. DJ Carnage. I brought the ultimate spray pack. Should I follow the spray pack calendar or just mix them as per the mixing guide and start applying all products?
I would follow the application calendar that come with it. The mixing guide's there for when people either just want to go rogue or they just have general questions. But use the calendar provider. It's going to give you the most consistent, best results.
Omudgy one says, ahoy from Perth. Mr. Mudge is over in the
land of the West.
Western Australia.
Oh, is he watching the footy, is he?
He's over there for a few reasons. One of them is to go watch the footy.
Mm-hmm.
His cousin-in-law is playing for Freo,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're playing Port.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something else he was doing while he was over there. So yeah. Is this even my handle? Says Dylan's USP ad is now my favourite Lawnhub ad.
I would almost go as far as probably one of the best ads on Facebook at the moment. It was really well done.
Was that inspired by the one that the other dude did for us? Like it was very jump, 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 jump. No.
He's funny. What's his Luke Greens? Yeah, he's funny. He's good. Yeah.
Okay, so
Maybe-
now I need to up my ante.
Well, I saw a couple of comments during the week that you're a Timu Dan Andrews, which is just fuck shit comment. Like when
Especially considering, like,
you're
if
allowed
you,
at golf courses.
Well, and also my stance on people's personal liberties and health is completely the opposite to his.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so funny. Is it just because it's how I look?
Maybe.
I don't even wear glasses.
I know.
I've fucking got wicked
you got
eyesight.
nothing, you look nothing like him. Plus, you're wearing a high vis shirt.
And I'm
like,
not a dictator.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also gainfully employed. And I also have no restrictions on
Golf courses that you can go to.
Pubs or golf courses. Not that I know of. So, is this even my handle? Says his face is also a lot more favourable than the other two we often see.
That's fair
is
comment. Yeah.
Why don't you get married? Fuck, Jesus.
One thing at a time, just buy a house.
Yeah, buy a house and then start a relationship with one of the viewers from Lawnhub Live at breakfast. All right. So go rogue then. Hashtag Gawler. That's referring to the USP. No, don't go rogue. Follow the plan.
You can do what you like, really. We just finished saying that we're not a dictator.
No one wearing hard hats on adverts. That's from Vemjam.
Not yet.
Vemjam also says, I need 5 litres of wet. Okay. Question from Nick Lamb. Can I apply BBW, granular fertiliser, a Acelepryn and Onset 10GR back to back, then water them all in?
Yes.
For the lead into next winter, does cool season grasses need 2 or any applications of premature, or do we keep growing during winter and then need one of the other fertilizers? It's RTF Kentucky Bluegrass mix can fucking bearer.
Yeah. So
I'm glad you said that. No one's doing that anymore.
you can still fertilize with granules for a cool season lawn, so long as the soil temperatures permit. So if it's like, if you're frost and your soil is like rock hard, frozen, cold, then there's no point. There's probably no point even looking at the lawn, to be honest. But if you're not getting heavy frost and it's still like mildly cool, the premature that we put out a couple of weeks ago in the front lawn has really helped with the ryegrass out there. And we had a heavy frost on Monday, and the colour today is still nice and dark. So, you can still do that. I think in the lawn plan, there's 4 granular fertiliser applications throughout the year, so spaced roughly 12 weeks apart, mixed in with liquids. You can follow that same process. Obviously, the lawn types that you've mentioned, if it is extremely hot, can go dormant during the summertime as well. So that might be your down period time during the summer, and then you just pick it up back in the winter. So, but all of that is explained in the lawn plan.
One thing to keep in mind when you're applying granular fertilizer is consistent applications is important. I put out some mini peel or some mini prem maybe on my front fescue, and it was not applied perfectly. I applied it by hand because I didn't want to have an issue with the spreader jamming and whatever. And I'm still getting dark green higher patches, like it's growing, and it's all. I mean, that highlights how good the granular is still working, because this is in Adelaide now. So I did a liquid application, and that evened the green. And then as that liquid application's been mown off or grown off, now there's these inconsistent patches again. So the granular is still feeding, a month later.
Maybe you need a Solo 421.
What's that?
The granular fertilizer solo spreader.
Stomach one.
It's pretty good. Like it's it's so consistent.
That's the one that did my crescent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
It was jammed, and then I was like, and then it just went.
I thought you were still using that little green handheld.
I don't think I have one.
Maybe
I've got the walk behind Scott's one, but then the problem is, if you don't go exactly next to where your last one was, you leave lines. None of them are good.
Well, my application of granule fert 4 or 5 weeks ago out the front of my lawn. I've just got
Yeah. So I'm
just had a
thinking
moment.
it's like granular fertilizer applications easy for high growth grasses like kikuyu, where it kind of just all spreads out. But once you start having, like a seeded lawn or a tiff tuff, even if you don't get it perfect, you get that patchiness. How long before I apply NSFW and 3-way after the flooding rain we have had in the Hunter Central Coast area of New South fucking Wales?
Yeah, shout out to those guys. They've really fucking been punished by that rain again. It's like what they say in 2020 or 2019, like, oh, this is a 1 in 100 year flood, and now they've had a 1 in 500 year flood. I think they just keep making numbers up, but unfortunately,
Some conspiracy theorists, not me, believe that it's weather management that's being done by the government to push people out of areas like Nimbin, because they want to take that high quality area back. And so if it rains enough, they'll all just fuck off somewhere else, and then the ultra elite can take that land, and they've got this beautiful area, and then the rain will
it'll
stop.
be like parts of Queensland where insurance companies are no longer insuring those areas.
And then 10, 15 years later, it all goes back to normal, or it could just be a natural cycle, and that sometimes living on a planet that's spinning fucking super fast,
things happen.
weather patterns change.
But to answer your question, I would honestly just wait until everything dries out. And if that takes 4 or 5 months, then it takes 4 or 5 months. I think there's no need to put any more unnecessary stress on the lawn by applying products, especially if you've got waterlogged soil, soaked. Just, until it's all dry out again, I would hold off till then. Probably not the answer you wanted, but...
Vemjum says, buy dildo. When dildo gets a BYD, will it be wrapped Lawnhub orange? And then DJ Carnage says, get it wrapped with the Lawnhub logo all over it, and then Clint can pay for it. Haha.
Uh-huh.
Like that idea.
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
Yep. Do you like that everyone's calling you dildo now?
Mm.
No, it's still both.
Not in the chat.
So what we're saying is Dylan's going to get a BYD and a wrapped BYD before the Lawnhub car gets wrapped.
Dylan's going to get a BYD wrapped before the book's ready.
Nah.
Before GTS.
Kira started on editing the book on, when we use here? Wednesday. Yeah.
Hashtag Gawler.
Hashtag
When we use
Gawler.
here.
Use. Use.
It's like when I say, I don't, nothing.
Nothing.
That's got to be Gawler. Nick Lamb, ever fired anyone, Clint? I have, but nowhere near as many firings as your friend Jonesy here.
You make me sound like a cunt.
DJ Carnage says your mic's not on.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe when you're turning it on, it's still not working. But this person has DJ in their name. I'm guessing they understand audio. Yeah, I one of my biggest weaknesses in leadership for a very long time, which I haven't really fixed, I just avoid now with high quality management, is that I don't like firing people, and I don't handle difficult conversations well, or at least I didn't in my early stages of management. So I would hold on to staff that I didn't want in the business for too long. And even growing up, I would hold on to relationships that were not the right relationship because I just didn't want to have the difficult conversation. So what I found myself doing is treating that person like shit or ignoring them until they quit or left or dumped me. So now what we are very conscious of around hiring and firing is we communicate our expectations really early. Dylan's trying to fix his microphone. Maybe he has identified that it wasn't plugged in. You fucking idiot.
Do you want to fight me?
I can't fire you. You're the only ad content creator we've got that produces high quality ads. That ad's given you like another year.
Another year.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Dylan's plugged his microphone in now.
No, I haven't.
So thanks for that, DJ Carnage. We'll call this bloke, I don't know, DJ can't fucking plug a cable in. So what we would do is we'd communicate our expectations with our staff early and well. And part of that process for WaterPro and Lawnhub is I have lunch with mainly WaterPro, because I don't think I do it for Lawnhub, and I probably need to look at that.
We actually spoke about that during the week. Yeah, downstairs. Like I was like to Rose, did you have
Yeah.
lunch with Clint?
Well, Rose has lunch with me every month as part of our Lawnhub lunch, but I think what happened is, so WaterPro, I have lunch with all new staff in their first week to a month. It used to be week, now it kind of has pushed out. And the idea behind that is it gives me an opportunity to meet with them and understand what their hopes and dreams and desires are and how they might align with our business hopes and dreams and desires. But it also gives me an opportunity to say, here's my mobile number. If you've got issues that you only want me to deal with, then you can call me. If you've got concerns about your manager struggling with something, then reach out to me. If you've got a question about something, I'm here for you. But also to let them know that once you're inside these walls, that you have access to all of the things that we have access to. So we can help them source a new car. We've got relationships with car dealers. We've got relationships with, say, home loan brokers. I've got lawyers. I've got accountants. One accountant. Shout out to Dion. He's my current accountant. He's my first accountant. But a lot of times, the problems that my staff might be having, if you went to try and seek advice on it from an accountant, you'd get charged $400 or $700 if they're a lawyer. I can just ask that question because I've got such a good relationship and I can help them. Anyway, following that, we do a 1 month, 3 month and 6 month probationary review, but I also encourage my managers to be giving feedback as regularly as possible. I don't like the review process. I think it's stupid, but I understand that there's a need for it. I prefer to give real-time feedback, and I actually have conversations with my direct reports or the ones that are somewhat direct to me that I need their permission for me to be candid and direct with them. And if they are comfortable with that, then they'll progress quickly. Sometimes someone might walk into a room and hear how I spoke to Dylan and go, you can't talk to someone like that. But Dylan and I have had a conversation about it, and I just, in the interest of moving forward and him growing fast and the business growing, I can't have shitty fucking like meetings where you bring a support person and everyone sits around and fucking holds hands. Like, that's what happens in government, and that's what happens in big business, and that's why they are not efficient. So it's got to a point, to answer your question, where I don't really have to fire anyone anymore, because most people will identify that they're not right for the business and leave, or people that are below me on the hierarchical, what do they call that?
Gantt chart?
No, it's not a Gantt chart. Gantt chart goes that way. What's it called? Strategic? No. Fuck, I've got too many stupid words.
Of control?
No, like the employee matrix, like the, what's it called? Staff, organisational chart. Everyone below me on the organisational chart that is above everyone else, I just get them to fire people. So, yeah. And in saying that, there have been people that I've hired that I use a trump card or a, what did I used to call it? I get like these like wild cards. So I'd say I'm going to hire this person, and Matt would say that person is not suitable for this business. They are not going to work here, and they are not someone I want in the business. Matt's our general manager. And I'm like, I don't care. I get 5 wild cards a year and I'm using one of them. And he's like, where the fuck did these wild cards come from? So when I do that, I have enough, I guess, respect for him where I'll go, this person was the wrong decision, and I will manage that because it's not your problem. You didn't want them here in the first place.
I don't think we had too many wild cards last season, did we?
I've stopped using them. It's always worked out that it's a silly thing to do, and that's why I involve you guys and say, you make the decision, and then it's.
I mean, some would argue that you had a couple of wild cards last year.
Maybe. I'm Ron Burgundy.
No, I'm Ron Burgundy.
I don't know. In Lawnhub or WaterPro?
Oh, I'm not going to narrow it down just in case people are watching.
Because I'm just like, So yeah. Well, no. I think sometimes I'll bring people into the business and hire them because I see some potential or some talent, and it's not always a case that Matt will say anything. He's like, that seems right. I've probably had 2 wild cards, and they aren't in the last 3 or 4 years. And then Nick Lamb says, can I have a job then? We are currently not casting, but yeah, obviously when we do advertise for employment, we would love to hear from you, Nick Lamb. And then, yeah, Jonesy can fire you. Shadow Sow C1. Hi, Clint and Adam, your favourite greenskeeper here. Hello, Shadow Sow C1.
Hello.
Dilbo mic not on, by the way. Is it fixed? This comes back to my whole cable mantra of 2 is 1 and 1 is none.
I'm pretty sure there's like 4 new cables in the comms room as well downstairs. Like those ones. Well, I didn't buy them. I cleaned out that comms room on Wednesday. Anyway.
Okay.
He's our favourite greenkeeper.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Shadow South C1. Hi, Clint and Adam. Your favourite greenskeeper here.
Nice. Usually we only get abuse from greenskeepers, so
not directly.
well, that one time we did.
Really?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Who the fuck are you to talk about lawn? What's your certificate?
That's how it started.
What colour's your certificate? Now Dylan's trying to flick the bean of the mic. He's just like.
Was there anything else from our favourite greenskeeper, or it was just that's what he said? Hi.
Yeah, he just said hello.
Hello.
Just wanted you to know. There's a question here from Is This Even My Handle that says, we need the iGrow mine with Lawnhub moved from the shipping boxes to lawn pickets instead so we can actually do some free marketing. I agree. Let's get some fucking signs made. Where do we put notes for things that we need to do that I don't want to do?
Lawn pickets.
A sign. It's an American term for a lawn sign.
We looked at them and then you were not interested.
That doesn't sound like me.
Do you want to bring it back?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
We can bring that idea back.
Yeah. I grow mine with Lawnhub, little placard.
Just don't get them from Gawler, they'll get stolen.
Well, you could find that we could get some, no publicity's bad publicity kind of thing, and you might find someone stabbed someone with one in Gawler.
Maybe. Actually, saying that, I've had stuff in my front lawn I'll say
you're
it,
about
I'll
to
get
set
stolen.
yourself up
but
for a
I've had
fucking
stuff
fall.
in my front lawn that hasn't disappeared, so I thought someone stole my bin.
You know what you should have done? You should have kept your hairline on your front lawn.
Nah, that's fucking wrong. Did I tell you that?
I think that was funnier than I got the laughs for.
Did I tell you the story about my journey to go and find my bin?
No. As in someone was using it to move house?
So I come home and I couldn't find my green bin, right? And my green bin goes where everyone else's green bin goes on my
Yes, I did, Carnage. I'll look at it in a sec.
the side of my house, right? And I was like, the fuck? Someone's taken my green bin, right? And I paid for that thing. I was like, no, I'm going to go find it. So I went for a walk down the street. And then I noticed someone had 2 green bins, right? And no one in our street needs 2 green bins. Our lawns and gardens are the size of this desk. Knocked on my neighbour's door, and I was like, "Hey,
I think you might have made a mistake.
I think you've got my bin." And she goes, "Yeah, that was the Amazon driver. The Amazon driver took the bin from the front of my house and put it in front of their front door and put a parcel behind it."
Oh, that's a good way of doing it. That's safe.
But that's my bin.
Yeah, but that's...
Go to around the other side of the house.
Safe. That's good. Good on him. Thinking.
And then now my bins are a common causeway for the Uber drivers.
That's good.
So I get all the different rubbish from Uber drivers in those bins now. So not happy.
Yeah. Maybe you should piss on the handles of the bins, and then you'll know that every time they touch your bin, they're touching your piss.
Or I just chain them to the side of the house.
Or that. I thought my idea was more creative. But yes, DJ Carnage just said, "Hey, Clint, did you miss Keith Henderson's question?" I did. I saw it, glanced past it, didn't read it. I'm a loser. I should stop doing
Keith
podcasts.
Henderson. That sounds like a real famous person's name.
I sounds like the guitarist from like the Rolling Stones or something. Considering getting a cylinder mower, the thing I have quite a steeply sloped lawn. This will be... Oh, should I answer it? I'm expecting a phone call about a lottery win.
Oh, yes, yes.
Surprised they didn't ring me back this morning. Has this person called me yesterday? What day was it yesterday?
Thursday, all day.
No, they didn't call me yesterday. So Keith Henderson, I'll start from scratch. Give you the respect that you deserve because I overlooked your question and I'm sorry. Considering getting a cylinder mower, the thing is I have quite a steeply sloped lawn. Is it possible to use a cylinder mower where there are limitations for angles with this type of mower? Cheers. That's a great question, and it's a question that this unqualified person will answer.
You'll be fine. It's just about finding the groove. So you need to find the slope that works best for the mower and for you. So if up and down is the way to go, then do that. Not sure side to side is, only because it'll slope towards down the hill and the barrels will begin to slide and not really have the best of grips. But just find a groove, and then as much as we say try and mow in 2 directions, you may only be able to mow in 1 direction because of the slope, but you'll be fine. Find the groove and it'll be enjoyable.
What you might find is if you've got any heavy curves or lumps that you might be scalping it, and you just have to adjust your lawn shape somewhat. But if a golf course can do it, you can do it. Okay, so I think that was all of those questions. I'm still getting Skazer commenting on WaterPro, so I'm trying to work out what the fuck's going on. Is there any other questions? We are approaching the 1 hour mark, and as I mentioned at the start of the podcast, I do have a lot of things that I need to get done that are connected to improving this business. I probably need to go get a gold chain as well to finish my outfit, but you think? Get a little gold chain. Lawnhub casting car.
Fake Lawnhub.
The bang truck.
The doggy.
Clint Osborne says, great time to have the show. It is. I'm at my best. My mornings. This is another thing. I'm using my best brain time for you guys. I hope you appreciate me. Keith Henderson said, cheers for that. No worries, mate. Sorry it took so long to get to your question, and thanks to DJ Carnage for actually pointing out my overlook. Maybe some small flags that say Lawnhub. Vengeance says, maybe like Trump signs with spikes and an electric fence. Do you remember that they were electrifying those signs because people were stealing Trump signs?
I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Provided you don't electrocute anyone.
A little mild shock won't hurt everyone. So
Keith Henderson says fake taxi. Yes, we were dancing around that, Keith. What else? That's it. What's today? Friday. So you used the unicorn?
There's a unicorn, yeah.
With no catcher because that's in my shed somewhere.
But it's all right. Yeah, look, and I think we summed it up well when I came upstairs. It was a condom though. Yeah.
A tie hooker.
Yeah, it did the job, but didn't feel right. So
it's kind of like a tie hooker. Got the job done, but wasn't pretty.
Yeah. The stripes
they're gorgeous, actually. Yeah. I think I need to change my analogy.
But the stripes were nice and pronounced. It's just they were not straight at all. They were the genuine definition of
So you think
wobbly
the stripes
dogs.
were pronounced like Isaac's English?
No.
Where is that? We got that still? Where are you, Isaac?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
So good.
So, but yeah, next week's video is going to be a product, maybe review, maybe if we can get out and use it. But it's going to be, Oh, sorry. The next filming.
The media team's a week behind.
Yeah, we'll film next week, but that filming video will be of a product / maybe review, unboxing type thing. Yeah.
The ones I bought you?
Yes.
Yeah, so I want to set up this studio first.
You listening, Dylan?
So I want you to get Rose to go buy all those panels. I've got it's right. I'll just explain where they come from.
Okay.
So I'm going to timber panel that wall potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're going to put the timber paneling on a trolley or some wheels so it can sit behind you for the podcast so that you've got some kind of like earthy tones to highlight your beauty. And then we'll fuck, these lights are bright. That's why I look weird. I'm not wearing sunglasses.
Ah.
Dan Andrews Timu. I like that.
It's
so
funny
good.
because it's not the first time someone said it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's about half a dozen.
That's good. On TikTok?
Facebook.
Really? That's an educated space too. I'll just turn my hand a bit. I'm just blocking the light, all right? I'm not supporting any new music from our friend Yay. Okay, so over there'll be a wall. Fucking hell, we're gonna build a wall. We're gonna build a wall.
And we're gonna make him pay for it.
We're gonna make some other lawn care company pay for it.
Oh shit.
That'd be so good. They're like, hey, we just like find them like encroaching on some of our trademarks, and just like, we're not gonna sue you,
but you're
building
this.
me a wall.
Yeah.
And then I want to get a TV deal, probably a bit bigger than that. You reckon? And then that can sit over there. Well, it needs to, I guess, because the human and the TV. So we could just move that over there, save some coin, but I think it's going to be a head fuck every time you want to film, you're going to move the TV. And then you can do the unboxing in here and like actually get like an aerial view of everything that's in the box, and then you can go out and use it.
Yep.
It's going to be fucking amazing. It'll be the best ever. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's happy? Or we'll just build him something. I don't know. I just think wood paneling behind him. You need something behind you because the white wall is just like but yeah, the wood panels, they're like, so what was it? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It might be $600 to do that wall, and we don't have to do the whole wall. We could probably leave the two ends open, right? So it might only be $400. So then we just do that wall and do that wall. No. We got another question. Right. Might need to dim the lights on your studio lighting, guys. This is good. I do appreciate. I mean, the white wall behind him, it is fucking white, and I have a white glare dot in my middle of my forehead right here.
Right there? Yeah. Sorry, small time.
That's a gif.
Shadow Sow, who is our favorite greenskeeper, says in response to your comment to Keith Henderson about the cylinder mower that if you can get an aftermarket rubber roller for your cylinder mowers, the slopes, it is best to have that.
Yeah, your 20's got a rubber roller.
My 20's got everything.
It was very quiet on the concrete, and it laid some fat stripes. It was very good at doing that. I just wasn't good at keeping it straight.
It's hard to keep straight. It tends to pull. One way.
I think more so because of the unevenness of the lawn out the front, which, like this spring coming, after we spray the rye out, we are taking that back just straight to dirt, and we are going to put all the sand on top of that. I'm really excited.
Can you adjust the lights? Oh, then it's all good. We'll work it out. Dodgy Bro says Lawnhub at breakfast. What the fuck? Beer o'clock ? If you want. Not me. I'm clean.
My body, my temple.
That's right. My body was a temple. It was, it is a temple. It used to be the toilets around the back of the temple, but yeah. All right. There's no more questions, no more comments. I think we'll wind it up. So next week, 3 o'clock, back to normal.
2 o'clock.
Yep, whatever he said. This week, 3 o'clock, stay tuned. Dylan's going to do a live draw to give away the King Chrome tool set. And then is next week when we give away the big prize? Is it? Yeah. So anyone who's interested in winning an MGI AI golf cart that can follow you around, makes coffees for you, basically gives you wristies, like everything that you need in a golf buggy. The last two aren't actually true. We'll give that away. Anyone that's purchased anything in the month leading up to that you got a ticket. One last quick question. Is it okay to start coring this time of year followed by an application of Lawnhub top dress? Probably not. You can core. Yeah, I wouldn't top dress. Unless you live in Queensland. You could, I think winter was 2 weeks ago and now they're back to, it was fucking 23 when I was there. All right, anyway, we need to stop Dylan from playing over my music. Okay. Because I need to play my song. Where is my song? What's going on? Here we go. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your support. Hopefully you enjoyed that podcast. We'll see you next week at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. And then the week after that, we have a greenkeeper back. Yes. Exciting times. So ask your questions that require certified answers. Mm-hmm. See ya. Up the Crowies. They're still playing. Yeah, they're playing.
How'd you get wrapped up with these folks?
I got wrapped up. I was walking down the street and I caught a ride.
So you don't know these folks then, is what you're saying?
I know 2 of them. I don't know the other 2. They saying I drove a getaway car, but I'm legally blind, so how I'm a drive?